Hello, Nick. Welcome.
Hi guys.
Hello, Nick.
From the camp.
Okay, you're
Oi.
tent,
Okay.
Nick. Where have you
Hello.
been?
Hello, and welcome to this week's live talks on Restream.io with myself, Harper. Hello, Harper.
Hello, everybody.
Marco. Hello, Marco.
Hello, we are here in the spring eve. I don't know if this is something, but to me it is because we have a sunny weather today and a very warm weather. So, hello from Portugal.
Hola. And hello, Chris.
Hola.
Oh, it's also very good in Belgium now.
Brilliant. And hello, Nick.
Hello. It's kind of sunny in Farnborough. I'll take that. That's a
Right.
that's
Well, let's find out how it is in Edinburgh. Calling
Who's in
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh?
Hello, Peter.
Or Aberdeen then. Aberdeen. Hello, Peter.
Hello.
Right.
Hello?
Today's topic is cats. Marco, you were talking about cats last.
Well, I was saying, let me see if I, if I remember. well, yes. I was seeing this TV show. It's an American guy which has a nice beard, a weird beard, which goes to houses to teach people how to deal with difficult cats. And for instance, sometimes when you have two cats in the same place, it's kind of a tough thing, you know. And there was this lady. She had a cat, and one of the things she called the cat. Well, I think it. I don't remember the right name, but it was a not so good name. It was kind of a curse name, you know.
Yeah.
And one of the things that the guy said to her, look, he understands the way you call him, so stop doing this. That was one of the things. So for instance, when you call like shithead or something to your cat, he knows that it's not good. And also she said to him, well, sometimes I try to caress him and he runs away, and I go after him and I want to, and don't force it, because they don't like it's how they want things. And that's a funny thing about cats, because usually cats love the place and dogs love the owner, and that's it. Accept what the cat is willing to give you. End of story.
Right. And
Cats
Okay.
love the food.
Carinder is putting some makeup and dressing.
And save my seat. We've got 4 space seats, Corinda. You're okay. Can take your
Okay,
time.
I don't know. I don't know, because me and Harper, we are big. I don't know.
Take up 2 seats.
We'll still find space. Yeah. Okay. Right. Any topics, anyone? I know Corinda was asking us earlier what we'd like to talk about today. We can discuss anything at all. What's the hot topic of the week?
Can I talk about what we are using now? All day, I have just spent at a pest control conference, and I have never seen such good use of technology. Can go into a live theatre and listen to a presentation, meet my suppliers from in there, have one-to-one meetings in a coffee area.
Peter, I have one question for you.
Yes.
At the end of a pest control congress, how many persons are alive at the end?
Oh, we don't kill ourselves. It's other people to kill.
Because I believe there's some of that.
Yeah. So it's funny. So I couldn't get in with a big problem. So what I had to do is to set up this. What is that?
Okay.
Put it in front of you.
Yeah.
There you
So I've got a big stand for my iPad. And but no, I'm very, very impressed. I've been on here since 12 o'clock right through, and I had to nip in to get a cup of tea just now. So it was excellent. It really was. And I've got other good news to tell you.
Go on then.
My sugar level is 4.6. My sugar level over the past 90 days is 6.5. That means I'm a normal person.
You're getting bitter.
Well, you're getting there. You're getting there.
Peter.
Good.
Yeah, these are called
Yeah.
subjects.
You're not that sweet.
Right. Now, Harper joined me yesterday when I was actually going live to a website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen just to prove
Okay, show it.
that this actually works. And this is a new world record. If I go to the website and share it and bring it into the broadcast, if I can get back here. So I should have a screen share down the bottom, and that's an Android phone. Who's that? I've got strange people in it. Let's just switch to and see what happens.
Hello.
Who's that?
It must be Karinda, I think.
Well,
Yes, it's Karinda.
Okay.
Karinda became an Android phone.
Yeah.
You cannot be on Clubhouse.
We cloned Kurinder.
You cannot be on Clubhouse.
Right, so Peter's disappeared, but despite that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this on,
Okay.
and we'll probably get the problem with sound, but I'm going to go full screen, and there we are. We are all live on the website. To me, that is magical.
Ooh.
Absolutely. Is that buy me a coffee?
It is buy me a coffee, yes. You may if you wish.
Okay.
I've now put it onto all the websites I own. So wherever you go, you're going to be followed by a cup of coffee, and at some point you're going to give in. Yep.
Okay. I think this won't work in Portugal. In Portugal, at least it has to be buy me a beer or buy me a bottle of wine.
I don't know. Buy me a coffee sounds really good here in the U.S.
They should adjust to each reality.
I can't use VCAM the same. Not how you freeze the VCAM. I can't do it the same here, so I'll just come in.
Okay, say hello to Neil, who's joined us. Afternoon, Neil.
Hi, Neil.
So let me ask you, Stephen. This is a kind of a plugin you insert in this website, and it's connected to Buy Me a Coffee?
Yes. Yeah, if you go to the Buy Me a Coffee website, basically sign up, and then there is a Buy Me a Coffee plugin. And if you've got your account set up, you can just bring it on screen, type the wording you want. That's it, done. It then appears on every page on your website.
WordPress.
WordPress, and people can click it and they can buy you a coffee for $5 or 2 coffees for $10 or 4 coffees for $20. You set the price. So if the price of coffee, if the price of coffee is dear, then you could set it at $10 a cup, or if it's cheap, you can set it at $2 a cup. It's up to you.
Okay, because here it's usually 70 cents the coffee, so the rest will be 2 cookies, for instance.
Well, it depends how much you value the services that you're actually providing.
Okay, perfect.
On to next, that comment was, sorry, back to Guy's comment.
Have you seen the big news from Britain just now?
No.
What news?
It looks as though there's going to be a retraction of the supply of the vaccine. They had a word for it.
Of AstraZeneca.
So a retraction of it. So they obviously don't have enough of the vaccine to go around.
Yeah.
Well, the only country with enough of vaccine at the moment is the UK.
Yeah.
Followed by America.
Yeah, well, that was the news just now.
Right, just to go with that for a moment. The basic problem is that the EU didn't order enough in time, and therefore there is low supply, and there isn't enough to go around. So now they're looking at punishing people who've got it. So
Bad EU, bad EU.
Naughty EU. I don't mind. I had mine literally half an hour ago. I had my jab, and I've got to say,
yeah,
a big. I don't know what it's like everywhere else, but this is in Farnborough. I was just no queues. Walked up. They got all the volunteers. What's your name? Did their little hand sanitizer. It was the easiest thing in the world, and took me all of probably 5 minutes to get in and out the building, and that was it. Done, dusted. So, yeah.
And that
That's
kind of
very
thing,
efficient.
it should be easy to do. You know, it
Yeah.
shouldn't be a difficult process or anything. So
The only
I
thing
saw
I
an
would,
article here in the States that there was a nurse that was allegedly charged for stealing vaccines. It's like, what?
Ah,
Yeah, it
I
does
mean, do you
happen.
sell them on the black market or what? I mean,
Yeah.
oh, I bet they do. I bet they do.
She's
maybe she can
she's
steal them and sell
vaccinating
them to
people
EU.
in the basement.
Or perhaps to choose the vaccines. Because Johnson and Johnson, you need one jab, and for the others, you need 2 of them.
I need 2 jobs. I just had mine last Friday. Do you know what I done yesterday? I baked a loaf. I baked a loaf for the first time ever in my life.
What, from scratch?
Yeah,
Well done.
all the ingredients. I'm on a low carb diet, and this is one of the things you don't get in a low carb food is bread, because it's just full of carbohydrates. So I've actually made it myself, and it came out superb. I've got this. It was a laugh because people were helping. I'd done it live on the internet, and people were having a laugh and everything. And it was like Sheila and I were making it, and the first one, this is, what have you done? She'd said 40 grams of a husks product for thickener. It only needed 10. So I ended up with this big, heavy boulder. I says, I'm going to use this one for killing burglars that come in. And but I thoroughly enjoyed it. But you know, I cooked it in it. So I've just bought a new oven. It's a new Ninja oven that proves the bed and everything. So I'm really into it. Does any of you cook?
Yeah.
Bake?
Bread,
Yeah.
no. But other things, yeah.
I don't bake.
Yeah, I'm with you. I love baking bread. Absolutely. It's a kind of
All right.
therapeutic. So
Yeah.
as cooking for me is, I just love chopping vegetables up and chopping anything up, really. And then
So
cooking.
Nick, do you use a bread maker?
No, man. No, I'm hardcore, old school.
Well,
I don't even put my dough in I don't even use a mixer for my dough. I like to.
well, I'm going to
Nick,
buy a
Nick
mixer.
is so hardcore, he actually holds the bread in the oven to shape it.
yeah. I slide it in.
Somebody says, get a mixer. Do you know they're about 500 quid? A mixer.
A mixer?
Aye.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
But if you-
yeah,
if you-
yeah.
there is something to be said for baking bread by hand and kneading the dough. And kneading the dough is the time you can actually pummel it, and you can take out your frustrations at anybody.
I did.
And
I did.
at the end of it, you get a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
And you get some exercise, you know.
Absolutely.
Here's the workout for your bingo wings, you know, it's all good.
Well, the other thing to tell you is a thing called Nextdoor. I think it's in America as well, Nextdoor to the community. I've set up a bike ride with it for Saturday. So some people are coming out because we're allowed up to 15 in Scotland. 15 as a group. And so looking forward to that. So,
Sorry, Peter.
have we got an agenda today?
Sorry, Peter, but the bike ride thing. Sorry, so is that what, a virtual bike ride or a real bike ride?
No, real bike ride. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I'll be taking, in fact, there's 3 of them that are meeting me so far, they're all on electric bikes. Big thing now, electric bikes. So, come on an electric bike? I says, you certainly can, you know.
Oh, that reminds me of my German neighbour Wolfgang a few years ago when we still lived in Germany. And he was so proud of himself. He bought a bicycle to get fit, and it turned out it was an electric bicycle.
Well, no, you see that. I bought an electric bike to get me fit, and I did. I've ended up in a non-electric bike, and my sugar level came down. It's one of the best things I've ever done, getting an electric bike. I would never knock them. Never. Very good.
Wow.
Oh, look, we've got a lot of people into it. Guy Cook. I remember that name.
My mother, because usually in the 50s, 60s here in Portugal, most of the houses in countryside had this cornbread oven. Okay, so they had a wooden door, a small one, and to isolate these small spaces, they use cow poop. I don't want to say shit. Yes, because I think it. We. And it was funny because they made the bread, okay, and they have this kind of how can I say it, a furniture, and it was like a table, but it was a cover, a wooden cover. They put it up, okay, and then they put the floor, the wall. They were there, okay, and then in the bottom they have some doors, and they put there the bread. Once it's vacant, of course, and it was funny.
That's for my nutty chalk bars that I'll be making.
I thought those were going to be really tiny little loaves of bread.
I'm turning into the Swedish chef.
That's what I call control. Portion control, Peter. You like the Scottish Jamie Oliver, aren't you?
Well, you know, some of it was such a laugh last night, and people were coming in and watching me and telling me, no, do this, do that, watch. And it could turn into a show eventually, and it's the Keto Club, and it's absolutely brilliant, and it's quite interesting. Nick, I'm going to give you a name of a guy. Look up the Spice Guy, right? The Spice Guy for your YouTube stuff, and you'll see him live on YouTube and everything cooking. And he's part of the Keto Club as well, and he makes low carb food, Indian style, you know. And he's getting a bit of a following with it. It's quite interesting.
Yeah. Oh, see it. Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah.
That's one of the funniest things. I've done a lot of cookery course. I did this because I was bored one year. I got a diploma in gourmet cooking and catering. I just thought, and really loved it. I've been lots of different cookery schools, and I went to a really great one in Hook, just down the road from me here, and it was all about it was Indian cuisine, and it was these guys that come from at a London restaurant. And we made this beautiful stuff. And I've got to admit, it was like really gorgeous stuff. But at the time, I was having my teeth done. So I got my two front teeth were temporary crowns. And we made some like chicken and spicy, like creamy thing. And it was really cool. The next day, though, I woke up and my two front teeth were green. I was smiling in the mirror. And I'm like, oh my God. And Debbie's looking, going, your teeth are green. I'm like, I know. I've got these at least another fortnight until the new ones come. It was like, oh, well, they did. They toned it down. But my God, I was scared.
Who's this? Well, I think a lot of people are from the same place by the looks of it. So, right, okay.
Can I just say to Corinda, yeah, don't worry, it's the same green screen, it's just reversed. I just turned it around.
You mean it's got two sides? A green one and a blue one?
Yeah, I've seriously given up on backdrops.
Yeah.
Right, okay. And a long comment from Corinda. Nick, Mark, and Stephen, when you were saying about audience on my video, protection with Lottie, I didn't quite understand what you meant when you guys were talking about the audience topic. Right, that's a while ago. A lot's happened since then. Sorry, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that.
Who are they? Who are they? I don't know who is Nick, Stephen, and Lottie.
That show was 3 weeks ago now. So
Yeah, I think it was the first one, right?
it was, yeah.
Yeah, the first
Well,
one I've seen.
I'm not sure what he meant. He's talking about. Sorry, Kurt. I'm getting old, my friend.
Protection. Did we bet
So
protection?
Lots of comments coming in today. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, it's great.
And by the way, a big hug to Tim. Shout out to Tim.
Right, okay, there's a private conversation taking place as well, which is good.
Yeah, it's good.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
No, but you're going about cooking. It takes me a lot to get, but so I'm really into it now. But do you know what gets me about cooking? They'll say, "Fine, put this in." You find things that you've never heard of in your life. You know, where do I get that one little bit that goes like that? But I'm afraid it's Amazon that's got it, and so I've got all that. So I'm going to be right into my cooking, and I'm really looking forward to it. Who's this? Jared Hiller in Austin, Texas, in the house. Oh, great! Down in the border, down Mexico way.
Yeah.
I think within 1 year, Peter Stewart will be achieving his first Michelin star.
Do you know how we all look for audiences? It's stupid things like that, cooking and making it all go wrong by mistake. Not
Absolutely.
things like that can build up, because I don't use YouTube. But Nick and I were going to have a chat shortly. YouTube is really getting noticed for stupid little thing, and next thing you could be a millionaire. That won't be me, but YouTube is the place to go just now. Use it, yeah. Would you agree, Nick?
Yeah, no, but it's the thing. You don't need a bucket full of views either. That's the nice thing. It's good.
Nick, I'm having problems with your sound today. You're very low.
It's okay here.
Is that
Anybody else?
Yeah,
Here
I'm
too.
seeing
It's
Nick.
okay.
Nick is kind of popping around.
Yeah.
Popping around. I'll stay
Okay.
quiet.
That's
Yeah.
better. It's
Camera's
good.
kind of freezing. There you go.
Way
That's
better.
right.
Peter,
I've moved my
you
mic.
can
sounds like-
give a Udemy course on cooking next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all round to Peter's for dinner. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what's
And then we'll hop
amazing?
over to Marco's for a glass of wine.
Yeah, but none of that. None of
Let's
that.
run bills.
I was on to John Upton this morning earlier.
Buy me a glass of wine, and I have to drink it while I'm live. So I think it will end.
You know,
So
people
a couple things here on the comments. We got a few people from the U.S. My question to Jerry is: so, with all the freezing that was in Texas and everything, have majority of the pipes kind of gone back to normal? That's kind of something I've been wondering about Texas. Guy is. I think you're still in Walla Walla, but Walla Walla is actually I believe it's the world capital for sweet onions. So
right.
if you've ever had a sweet onion from Walla Walla, you can actually bite it, and it's not like one of those things that would make you cry. Still tastes like an onion, but it's actually really interesting. But
I don't know that.
yep, it's in Washington State. It's like the bottom right little corner. So. But
Okay.
I think Stephen's using these VCAM with the bit where you can freeze it. Did you know that?
You can freeze it so that lean over, sort the comments out, and then come back when I've done everything.
I've got to tell you, I use it a lot, and I used it a lot today. And there was a room, again, it was full of women. It was a coffee meeting for the keto, and I've never felt so bloody unwelcome. So I just put it on freeze, and I was the only dude there, the only dude, and I just sat in the background. But I'll tell you what, it's amazing, know how we all speak to each other now. And it just shows you we've got etiquette, because in that there today, I felt uncomfortable. So it just shows if you're running a show and you've got new people in, and again, it's very important during the show, like what we're doing now, Stephen's been put, it's very important to keep looking at the comments to say, hi, thanks for coming in and getting the comment. I really appreciate it. Here's the question. And I think in the past, Stephen, I think we'll all admit, sometimes we forgot about the comments. So I think that is very important if you're going to run a show. Yeah. And it was very, very noticeable today. It was a woman, just one woman dominated it, like me, you know. I know my faults, but I'm aware when somebody's, they never went, oh, who's this? And they know me now, but we have learned. Back to you, host.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than a dominating old woman on your show, is there, Stephen?
Yeah.
Stephen doesn't like competition.
Every show has a Peter.
It keeps the conversation flowing, though. That's the truth.
That is true. That is true.
Now, this frozen thing remind me about something. Yeah, there's a guy, a Spanish guy, who is he has his YouTube channel, and he's talking every time about those amazing smoke sellers you find on internet. Look, I will teach you how to make how I don't know how many money working on the beach, and your life suck. My life sucked also, and I made this, and now I became a millionaire. Even though those cars are rented, and this house behind me is not mine. And one of the thing, a funny thing he showed yesterday, it was a guy with a laptop in a garden. Okay, he had a laptop on a table, and he was looking at the screen like it was a Zoom call, and he was saying, "So guys, see you tomorrow. We had a blast here. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow." And it's a static image. And he said, "What the fuck is he doing? He's trying to fool us." It was a kind of a arrangement, you know, like on Photoshop or whatever, and it was clear that it was a static image. And also, guys, we had a great time. Look, it was me and my team working here. We made it so good.
John and I were just talking about this morning. Stephen, are you back?
I'm never far away, Peter. Carry on.
So
yes, there he is.
I have to ask something before that. I ask you to mute Carinder because he's saying lies. I just noticed you got white beard, Marco. I don't know where he's seeing the white beard. Please mute Carinder.
It looks like you were drinking milk and it kind of spilled.
Yes, milk.
Yeah. But look how many we've got in this channel. We've got 4 watching just now. Now, remember that name, Stephen? Andy Laporta. Is it Laporta?
It is, yeah. We had 11 watching a minute ago, Peter, but carry on.
Yeah, we've done really well today.
Yeah, so, I mean, Andy goes on the Tuesday now, and I watch them. Now, for a guy as a master networker, it's not knocking him, because I think more people listen to his pod. Somebody from Hollywood was on yesterday talking. And do you know how many people he had? 3 to 4. And the guy is a master networker. I'm going to have a chat with him because I'm wanting to go on a show with him, and I want him to come on to my show too. And, you know, it's amazing. So you can be a really well-known networker from all over the world, which he is. And only 4 come to watch your live video.
This is one of the rare
Well,
occasions.
I think a lot of
Yeah.
I think a lot of it depends on what your message is, because a lot of people can't not necessarily watch you live, but they'll come and watch your the replays. So it
Yes.
depends on what your audience is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It depends. For instance, look, someone is calling me. I have to go. Bye bye. So
Yeah.
Mm.
yeah,
What was-
we,
what was
you
the
know,
next one, Stephen?
Peter. The problem is some people has lives, you know, and
Yeah.
others go live streaming.
Yeah.
This right here is my life.
Right.
We are the
Mine
Truman
too.
shows.
Yeah.
This is one of the rare occasions, Peter, when I can honestly say, if you are contacting Andy, then you can mention my name, because we go back to 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know what was amazing? He appreciated me coming in and actually commenting and things. But I have met Andy. I've met him, and funnily enough, he's an Aberdeen supporter, and so was the other speaker at PSA. They were from England, and they supported Aberdeen, my city, and a good chat with them. And this guy used to be he still is a networking guru, and but it just shows you have to build that crowd. So what I'm going to be asking, I say, look, there's not a lot of people watching. How many listen after to the pod? No, what do you call them? Not the
Podcast.
Yeah, the podcast.
Yeah.
So I'll be quite. So I'm going to make and yeah, it's quite interesting. So we're actually doing quite well. But what we should do is we should become pastors, because they get millions of people listening in.
How can you shout about religion, Peter?
Oh yeah, people said I would be a good pastor.
Praise the Peter.
Yeah.
No, I'd say
That's the maker.
the Lord will look down on you with mercy when you pass me and put much money in my pocket as you can.
Where's the mute button?
Buy much coffees.
Do you know, I used to watch a guy on telly called Benny Hill, Benny Hind. Have you heard of him?
Benny Hinn, yes. Yeah,
Benny Hinn.
definitely not Benny Hill.
Benny.
Oh, I love Benny Hill.
He was so funny, wasn't he, Harper?
He was. Yeah, my mom used to like watching him on. Well, I'm talking about Benny Hinn. My grandma used to like watching Benny Hill. She would have me stay up late when I was a kid to watch it, and I'm just like going, "Why is Grandma watching this?"
You know something?
He'd always pat that little guy on the head, and
And he was absolutely loaded. But you know why I watched him, Harper?
what?
I was mesmerised by him. It was his hair. Do you remember his hair? Look up a picture of Benny Hinn. But I don't know if he got into trouble in the end. But could he sell. He had people throwing money at him.
Oh yeah. Benny Hinn was he was energetic on stage too. So
Oh yeah.
Yep.
He was a comedian, so I'm going to look him up now. I've got the Spice Guy in one tab, Peter. How do I spell Benny Hinn? Him? What was it?
Benny Hinn.
I don't know.
H-I-N-N, is it?
I think it's Hinn or something like that, or
Yeah, Benny Hinn. I'll tell you,
Oh,
they're
that's
good
seagulls.
salesmen, these preachers.
Oh, TV evangelist, tele-evangelist.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he was mesmerising. Absolutely loaded. They had aeroplanes with gold taps and everything on them. The people just threw money at him.
Painfully. Yesterday,
Yeah.
only 21. Back
The
to
only
new
the
drive.
only evangelist I ever liked was what was his name? Jesse Duplantis. He's from Louisiana.
Right.
Excuse me, here in the U.S. And he would, he was the only one that I really liked. I never really got into TV evangelism or anything like that, but I liked him just because he was so down to earth and everything. So
Okay.
and he was hilarious. I mean, he really was. He was hilarious in his speech, so or sermons. You know.
The ones I laughed at was the handled snakes preachers.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And some of them got bitten and died.
Yeah, they're like in the mountains in the eastern U.S. and it's like, oh my gosh, like they're worshiping this snake and
The snake was big. Take that for a bit of fun.
come down from the mountains, see people.
Yeah. Do you know, we talk about hillbillies and people outside. We were in Turkey and Sheila says, Sister Sheila, come on, we'll get like a boat thing. We'll go to the other side. Well, I crossed this island and this man had a horrible looking monkey with a long face, like a baboon thing, big. And I went to clap at it. He said, no. And this man had 1,000 cuts in his body. I says to Sheila, let's get out of here. And it was terrifying. So there's some strange dudes out there, you know. Watch replay.
They're also changing topics slightly. There are also some great people out there. And on behalf of everyone, Corinda, we know you have your operation next week and can't be with us broadcasting.
Yeah.
We wish that everything goes well for you. And we look forward to seeing you broadcasting again in April. You are an inspiration. And we love your optimism. We love the broadcast that you do. Yeah. So from the team here, take care and we'll see you soon.
I don't know because he called me old man. I don't know.
Marco, I'll give you an idea to stop that. Shave your beard off.
Well, I think I will paint.
Yes.
What's happening in Belgium? What's happening in Belgium, Chris?
In Belgium, well, I am doing something very special. I am taking a search now for a painting, and it's a portrait of now a 92-year-old man, but he was 14 years when he was painted. Right. And it's his heart wish to find that painting. So I have made a little video with Canva and in video to send over Facebook. And at this moment, we have 453 people who have sprayed this thing. I hope we can find it. But I think that I must do much actions to find it, and that's a very difficult thing to do.
Very good.
Well, after so much time, it is, isn't it? But I mean, Facebook is one of the best places to actually reach out and find people.
Yes, I think for such a thing, that's the best thing I can do. But it's very difficult. We must have some of those videos that reach the person who has it or who knows something about it.
Right.
So all tips are welcome.
Now, just to let you know, I've got a big day tomorrow. Big day. Big day. I'm doing an online Facebook with my pest talk. Oh, I've got new hats and everything made for it, actually. Did you see what I got made last week? Okay.
You didn't have your hat buddy with you.
Right. So I've got pest talk. And I'm so proud to say, I think there's about 21 people booked in already. And I had more people interested today. And I think there's about 21, 22 people waiting to come in. So I'm hoping somebody from the community, I'll let them in. I would like them to come in and do some screen captures if you can, and give it out to Be Live, to show Be Live what I'm using their product for. That would be fantastic. So if somebody wants to come in and watch, I'll let you in, because I need to give you permission to join the group. So I'm really excited about it. And I've even had a letter thank him if I do it. So I've achieved what I wanted, and there's more to come. I'm begging to come on my show, begging. Well, I have to part with our gold and silver to come on in the future.
Hope so, Peter.
What time's your show on, Peter?
I'm on it. It starts at 3:30. Yeah, because I've actually got you in mind for coming on, using YouTube for your business. And what I'm going to maybe try and do is get it set up so that we can do something that will get a CPD point, and then if you're wanting your YouTube channel set up, you need to speak to Nick. What do you think of that?
Oh yeah, always in favour of that. Actually, I've got some news as well. No one knows yet, but yeah, I'm joining Owen Hemseth on his intensive and
All right.
doing some work with him. So yeah, that's exciting. So,
Do you know,
Very good.
there comes a time when you think, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And my life today, my worker come in and I says, Andy, I don't know what to do. I'm scared to. He says, just go for it. Just go for it. Get a place and get somebody. And I said, I'm 61. I'm old, but I'm not old. And that's what's holding me back. And that's all this. I've never, touch wood, I've never had it so good. COVID's been good for me.
yeah.
I feel bad.
But 61, Peter, is not old. Bloody hell. I always think, crikey, you spend your first 25 odd years in the world, like learning stuff and working stuff out. And then, so 60, you've only been alive for another 30 plus years, 35, and it's like, that's nothing. Hopefully you've still got another 40 plus at least to go. I mean, crikey. You're just over middle age, mate. That's all.
My employee says, are you ever going to retire? I goes, no. I says, but stay with me, and when I do go, you'll be okay as well. So it just, I don't do the physical work, but I was looking at my stats today I use Clicky, and I looked at my stats, and do you know what? In the past 3 months, I've had 130 people look at my testimonials on my webpage. And I thought, wow, I need to get more testimonials.
I know. I'm so glad you said testimonials.
Yeah. So, because somebody put up a post today that I think I sent you to join it, that elite, and they says, where do you go where do you put your clients for your testimonials? And I said, Google. And he said, why? I said, because they're on the internet, that's why. But so I started looking into it. 130 people went to my website, to the testimonials, and I haven't updated that bit for ages. So, learning curve. Learning. Just like baking a cake.
Is that the next baking challenge, to bake a cake?
No, what I'm going to do next is the Spice Guys tomato sauce live.
Or make lasagna.
It's
Then you can compete with Stephen. He can do that very good.
All my cooking will be low carb. Sorry to bore you, but a normal slice of loaf is 18 carbs, a normal one, right? 18. My loaf is 1.9 carbs.
You're a carbs Nazi.
You can get me having that bun with the burger inside it, with the cheese and the onions, knowing, because I'll tell you, when I went to Burger King, I kid you not, I used to go on a lay-by and fall asleep because the buns are just full of carbohydrate and sugar. That's what they do to the kids. Sugar. Right. Yeah. What's next on the agenda? I feel I'm taking over here.
You tell us.
I
don't know. I've got an open mind. We can talk about anything and everything.
Can I just say, I reckon that how many carbs did the real bread have, Peter?
It's about 18 carbs.
God, I bet that's damn tasty though compared to yours.
No, mine, no, I've got to tell you, mine's were
I don't know.
absolutely lovely. Hold on. It looks like Peter Shaw. Yeah. You better remember it, Corinda. I have no territorial ambitions. Yeah, no, just to get your teeth into that sandwich. Oh, beautiful.
No.
No.
It's a smell of it's a smell of baking bread. That's
Yeah.
yes, just the most beautiful smell in the world, I think.
Right.
Peter,
I
this is
wouldn't
just for
explode.
me.
All right. I can eat low carb chocolate because the next thing I'm making is the chalk nut bars. Size of lovely jubbly. But here's a question for you. What did you think of the Merkels, Meghan and Harry? What did you think about that in America?
Americans really don't care.
Really?
Real Americans don't care. There's people who are just like drama and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Chris, what about you?
I don't know that.
Okay.
I really don't know.
Okay. Marco, do you know about it?
Yes, of course I know. I have TV. Do you know? Can you
Okay.
believe it? We have
He is a
TV.
Marco was a man of the world.
I hardly
No,
watch
I
TV.
gotta tell a joke.
Okay.
As I mentioned before, lots of times I live in the countryside. The city, it's around 15 kilometers from here. And once someone who works to the town hall came here to watch a party, and then a couple of months after this, she came to me and to a friend of mine, which live in the same place, and she told us very, very, with a sense of emotion deep inside, and I was amazing watching the development level you had, and we said yes, we have electrical energy, we have TVs, we have free refrigerators, we speak and everything, we have houses, we don't live in cages, yes, and
Yeah.
we don't go chasing dinosaurs, and that's it. I think it's we are in a global world. So
Really? What's
but
this?
yes, I've seen this interview, and I think about this the same I thought when Diana, Lady Di, was asked to be on interviews on so many shows, telling all of his life. I think what happens at home remains at home. So
Yeah.
even though you're whatever, I think when you come to the TV talking about your personal life and personal things, I think it's not the right way to deal with things. That's just my opinion on this, my 2 cents on this.
Okay. Now, we've got a big, in Scotland, we've got are you voting as well, Stephen? We've got a big
Right.
vote coming up in Scotland, right?
Just a minute. I need to go full screen, Peter. Just a second.
Okay.
Forgive me for a moment. I'm going to go full screen. Rare occurrence, I know. Peter asked, "Am I voting?" And I'm going to try and get that on.
No.
Nope.
I
We'll
should
get
put,
there.
yes, you should put-
Angelica.
Yeah.
It is. I want just a second. If I do
It's
this,
not, we can't actually see it, Stephen.
you will in
Yeah.
a second. You will in a second.
Okay.
Okay.
That's better.
Right.
Yeah.
Vote Angelica.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, I think it's good because she's from a country of Angela, which is
Yeah.
one of the best politicians we've saw. I think
That's true.
she should be the best politician in the 21st century by far, maybe.
Indeed.
So Angelica, it's a similar name, same country. You should vote on her. Absolutely.
Hey, Marco, tell that to the Germans. Right. Now,
Yeah, she got a bit
Very
of a hiding
good.
the other day, didn't she? Actually.
so if you want to see politics at their worst at the moment, look at Scotland. Just look it up.
Well,
No.
don't try me. Don't
No,
try
no,
me because we
there's
have
a
here
man-
some good species, you know.
No. There's a man called George Galloway.
too.
He's came back from London and he's in Glasgow, and
Mhm.
he's actually putting on Twitter every night tactical voting. He is a lifelong conservative hater, and he has said, vote conservative. I will be voting conservative to get the SNP government out. Now, that would have taken... Are you aware of this, Stephen?
I tend to shy away from Scottish politics, Peter, because you and I will never agree.
No, well, it's not the Scottish part. So you watch what's happening. It's the biggest tactical vote you'll ever see. And it'll say, right, you stay in Aberdeenshire, vote Tory here, vote Labour there, vote there, vote there, vote there, vote there. There's been a lot going on in Scottish politics just now. I don't want to go through it, but read into it. And it's...
Mhm.
I do understand. I understand where you're coming from, Peter, but I really do believe people just have to vote with their heads and their hearts and make their own decisions. I've just never been a big fan of this tactical voting. It's just,
Well,
if
the
the politicians need to get their messaging more direct, I tell you what we lack. We lack some inspirational leadership. That's what we're lacking. And so there's a vacuum. And so there's a whole load of people that just, it's just, what gets me is there's this, it's a not even a right or a left, or it's a woke or a non-woke. Everything is like polarized. You're either with me or against me. We need some leadership that actually says, no, let's bring everyone together, because actually we're not different. We're all the same, for Christ's sake. Our differences are minute in reality, but we're lacking that leadership. So,
well, you probably, so for you people that aren't from our country, last week in Scotland, a rule come out, and if you're an Englishman coming up, watch out, because anything you can say, we've got a new hate crime, and the slightest thing you say, even inside your own, just imagine a rebellious teenager saying, I hate you, Dad. I hate you, Dad. They can report their father. And then that's them booked. That's it coming in. And they've got all the MPs that voted for it, Tories, and they're trying to get rid of them because we've no freedom of speech anymore, honestly. And that's why I joined the Free Speech Union last year. I don't know if you're aware of that. No free speech.
yeah,
What am I going to do? I'd get arrested every day.
I know, but that's what we're saying. We want people to actually stand up and see. You could do that. Use your evangelical spirit, Peter, and actually lead people. You can lead. You would have people following you, Peter. If you went and made a stand for it, then go for it, and people would follow you. Go for it. You can do it.
I think.
And you're young enough. You're only 61. You're at that age where you've got maturity, but still youth on your side.
Don't try.
Okay, so within 1 year, Stephen is achieving the first Michelin star, and within 1 year and a year, it will come with Braveheart 2.
If you believe
Peter Stewart, the William Wallace of the 21st century.
So here's the
They
story.
will never take our freedom.
Marco, here's the story that happened to me a couple of years ago. About 100 people that I opposed were standing outside Marks and Spencer's in the town square. They said something, and the police had been standing on the right. I went up and I asked a question. I put the question, what do you think happened next? It was a question. The police who'd been watching for half an hour came over to me and they said, I want your name. I said, you're not getting it. I said, I want your name. And it went on. And I took out my camera. I said, look, I'm filming this for your protection and mine. I says, you're not getting my name unless you arrest me. So I says, go and get your sergeant. Turned up. And I says, she says, what's the problem? I says, this policeman doesn't know the rules. I won. people come up and shook my hand. And that's the day that I joined the Free Speech Union. Because if you can't ask a question in your own country, you're in trouble.
We have a situation at the moment where the government, our current government, are actually taking the opportunity to get laws passed through Parliament with nobody watching, really. And the latest one is they're going to curtail our freedom to meet and protest. And if the police don't like what you're doing, they can stop it. Whether you're protesting about anything, the police will have the right to actually stop a public gathering. Is that right, Nick?
Yes.
Yeah, it's shocking, absolutely shocking. And I think they're going to vote to give themselves these government powers for another 6 months, aren't they? That's going to be through the back door, I think, in the next week or so. It's just, it breaks my heart. I used to jokingly say to my nieces and nephews when they suddenly turned 18 and were allowed to vote and everything, "Oh, we live in a democracy." And I was like, good luck with that one. But now it is, that used to be a joke, but it is just shockingly bad. We need some real unpicking, but I just don't know where the unpicking people are going to come from.
Yeah, it was broken up. I've got to say it hasn't been even handed, because the police will turn up in riot gear for one crowd who never done anything wrong. Yeah. They will turn up for another crowd and be so peaceful. I'm going to mention them. That climate denier people. They wrecked the city by stopping the traffic and everything, and they didn't do anything about it. No. So they've got to be one rule for one and one rule for the others. And that's last year, the police were filmed running away from a group rather than they run. And this is what's happened. It's such an unfair society. And you know who I feel sorry for? The police. Because one policewoman at a peaceful protest the other day, you know the one, Stephen, was told, "It's you that should have been killed." And not only that, at this peaceful protest, a vigil, 26 police personnel were injured. What was peaceful about that?
But again, we have to dig deeper, though, don't we, to actually see where the agitators were. That was, there was Duchess of Cambridge was there without a mask just before the vigil, going to see it. So there are agitators there as well, and it just seems, I just wish I could really put my finger on it, but it's just there seems to be so many forces at work that just because of this vacuum, I believe, of leadership. That's
what happened. People, this group asked if they could do a vigil, and the police looked at it and said no for COVID restriction. They were told they were not allowed, but guess what? They turned up en masse, and as far as I could see, there was no social distancing, and it was for a vigil for a girl that was killed. And it was just a nightmare, and the police got the brunt of it when they shouldn't have. The people should not have turned up.
No, I've got to take this. I'm going to get on my soapbox for a minute. Nick will join me here. Peter, this is a grey area. Meeting up was not illegal. The judge couldn't decide whether it was legal or illegal, so it fell in the grey area in between. So there was nothing illegal about them being there, because the judge just couldn't decide, and he said, sort it out amongst yourselves. And they did.
Right.
And they stopped the official gathering, but people gathered there anyway, but they were not there illegally. The police, did you see the videos of the police at work?
Yeah, I've seen more videos on the other side too, which you won't see because the mainstream media won't show you.
Well, hopefully that was entertaining. Peter, thank you.
I'm an activist. Say, I'm taking my guys and I'm walking down the road And they'll say, no, we're not letting you. Fine, we're turning up anyway. You won't be arresting us, will you? We'll be turning up anyway. It's a vigil. Everything's a vigil. Everything should just be stopped. No.
Marco, please, Marco. Marco.
So,
Please close the show.
They wouldn't like me in charge.
Next week we will have another low carbs show. Stay tuned because it will be amazing again here on Restream. See you next week. Bye bye. And watch out for carbs.
Bye.
Just take care of carbs.